This camera sees better than my eyes. They should have a device where it would have a camera like this, and then the whole window, have like a screen for people to see better. Because the camera sees better than what I do. And I guess these full self-driving cars, they have what's called LiDAR. Well, the Teslas don't. As far as I know, Teslas don't. Oh, you know what? Right now, guess what I saw? Guess what I saw on the side of the road? I nearly fell over backward. I hear a doggy. Did you hear that? Did you hear that barking? I think it was in somebody's car. Yeah, I nearly fell over backwards. Where's that dog? I hear a dog around here. Oh, there's the dogs. Look at the doggies. There's two of them. It's one of those big dogs that come on the. Usually see them on the children's. They're having a good old time, huh? There's two of them on there. That's cruelty to animals, though. It's like he wants them to fall off. Can you imagine going down the interstate with the dogs like that? That's freaking crazy. Um, so yeah, I nearly fell over backwards. Yeah, that's the Interstate 5 there. There's Car Hauler. What do you think he's gonna have? Give you a guess. Teslas. That's all they have. All these car haulers, that's all they ever have is freaking Teslas. Oh, those ain't Teslas. I don't know what those are old. Those are old used banged up cars. Those are going probably to be demolished for metal or something. My makeup! My makeup! Hold on, nom de plume. Nom de plume, Captain Crunch. Alright, let's see how educated you are. You remember that commercial where he used to say, nom de plume, Captain Crunch, you can't get away with the crunch because the crunch always gives you away. Because the crunch always gives you away. Right? Isn't that? I haven't watched TV forever, so do they still have Captain Crunch commercials? Do they still have Captain Crunch commercials? I don't know why it looks a little grainy. This is the good camera. All day long, I couldn't remember what the hell I was gonna say. But when I meditate, there goes some more banged up cars. They take those cars and they ship them to different states and they change the odometer. So when you go on Facebook or whatever and you reading these people selling cars, they're freaking crooks. They'll have a car. They say it's got 140,000 miles. The damn thing's probably got 300,000 miles on it. They're messing with the odometer. I just saw that on a news. But I mean, we've always suspected it, right? Well, it's true. So we ain't gonna have that issue with once we get rid of these freaking dinosaur technology craps. Um, uh, so I nearly fell over backwards. Just right now, just right down on this freeway. This is the 269 right here. But it meshes with the 145 way down the road. This is right here is Avenel. Even though if you look on the Pilot Flying J website, when this fuel travel center, when this travel center comes up on there, it says Huron. Okay, so Avenel is right over the hill. It's about uh, 3 or 4 miles. It's about 3 or 4 miles over the hill, and Huron is right down that way. Just it's on flat land, straight land. It's just right there. You can see it from here. It's about uh, 8 miles. It's about 8 miles. But if you walk in the store, it says Avenel. It says welcome to Avenel. And on their receipts, I forget which I forget what they say it is, but that's kind of weird anyway. But anyway, on this freeway, 269, once you get past Avenel and about 10 miles past Avenel, it meets 145 coming up this way and takes off that way, so it becomes 145. Right where it becomes 145, right there, like this, right past here, guess what I saw on the side of the road? A freaking Tesla semi. The Pepsi Tesla semi, the electric, it was on the side of the road. And I'm like, what, did he forget to charge it up or something? You could see the dude, he was in, because in a Tesla you sit right in the middle on the Tesla 18-wheelers. You know, other trucks aren't like that. There's other electric trucks, semis, 18-wheelers that don't look like a Tesla. I mean, the semi, it doesn't look bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that other manufacturers are building them to where they look like regular 18-wheelers, just like the Cybertruck. That's a joke, right? You know, the engineers must have been messing with him, right? Because they know how he is. They're saying, "Oh, this will look good. This will really look good." Because, you know, he's claiming all of the fame for it when he's not the design engineers, right? It's a joke. They freaking did that. You know they were doing that. Look at it. So, but the Tesla semi truck, it doesn't look bad, but it has, when you drive it, you're in the middle of the truck, right? So that's different. The drivers I heard say they love it, right? All the drivers who are driving them say they love the truck, but there are other manufacturers who are not going that route. And the big difference is, in a regular 18-wheeler, you have a sleeper, right? And in the Tesla, you don't. So they have a little bit of room right there. I saw that they had two guys in back when, what's his name, Jay Leno drove one. It's on YouTube. You can see him. He's driving a Tesla, but it was on the side of the road. Just right now, when I was I was coming back down this road here, and I wonder what the hell happened to it. What's everybody saying in the comments? I booted somebody earlier. It just, you know, I know the character type, and I just wasn't, you know, having it. I just banned him banned whoever it was forever. Uh, so I'm gonna meditate and try to remember what I was gonna say. You know, I was talking about. I was talking about people's gender, right? And how, well, I can't really tell you because the person knows, and I know the person watches, right? You can just tell. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist. There's only a few of us on here. And but yeah, I had said that I go, you know, there's certain people hitting on this people on this person all the time, right? And I said probably they can see something. And well, without divulging any more information, now here's the kicker. Now the other person I saw, it goes the other way. And so, you know, this would be a real slap in the face to the dudes. Oh, there I gave away the identity again. To his person, to himself. But anyhow, I have a theory about this, but it's so difficult for society to even talk about this, that you'd almost have to have a rating, right? Or some kind of, to where it's not available to just anybody. It would have to be something that people say, okay, I want to hear it. I don't care what you say. I want to, we still have things on here. There's hate speech and all this other stuff. It would have to be something to where you say, I don't care what the hell it is. I'll listen to it and I won't complain. Basically. Oh, guess what? Um, um, it is. Two different, and well, I can't talk about it. So what was I just about to tell you right now? Now I just forgot what I was going to tell you. Uh, oh yeah, I remember now. That's why I have to write everything down, because all these things that I'm talking about are profound. They're, things nobody talks about. So, I was listening to someone a little bit earlier, and um, an idea came to me. You know how I've been saying for the engineers, I don't know what you call them, I guess you call them computer engineers. For the computer engineers at YouTube who make all the bells and whistles and the comments and write the code and do the algorithms and work all the magic, whoever those people are, apparently they need input, right? They need some input so that they can there's an analogy for it. It's a machine but the machine needs input. It needs material to work. And the material this machine needs is ideas. Okay? So here's the idea. I told you that I do not know how it would work. Well, the idea came to me as plain as day. Just like you read a comment, okay? By the comment, probably at the beginning of the comment, you can have a symbol. What do you call these little things you got? Are those called what are those called? Something I, right? What are those little things called? When computers first came out, they called them what the hell are they called? Does anyone know what the hell they're called? Something like, I'm thinking eye candy or something like that. See, we don't even have audio comments. Okay, so let me put somebody in timeout. Okay, I'm recording on my good one. Okay, let me put somebody in timeout. I don't know. I feel like just booting him, to tell you the truth. So I can't boot him on this one. I have to put him on that one. What are they called? What are those little symbols called? You know, when you select, I have to, let me ask AI. What are the little picture symbols called on a computer? Icons. I guess that's what you call it. There could be, just like you see the comments on right here, if you're in here right now in real time. Just like you see the comments and you see the icons showing you who the person is leaving the comment, right? There could be another icon that people will recognize. They will come to recognize this icon right before the message, right? Because you don't want it after the message, because sometimes the message can be long. So you could put the icon for a video message, okay? So everybody will get to know that that this icon means it's a video message. This person who just left this comment, you can watch this person, okay? You can watch this person leave a video comment. They could say whatever they want on that video. It's basically a video comment, a video message, okay? And so
just like the people in here and me are reading the comments, if they see a comment that's good, especially the person here, the host, me, right? The person who is making a video reading the comments the people are leaving to this person, which in this case is me. Especially for this person, that video comment means the difference between night and day. On some comments, when you have a big complicated comment and you don't know if this person is serious or just wasting your time, a video comment means the difference between day and night. Not only will it take us to the next level on that, but also everybody else reading the comments can go in and click on it and read who the hell this person is, what they're talking about, right? So now as far as interrupting this video right here, I haven't thought about that yet. So give me a little bit more time. I'll try and figure that part out. Because if I was to go select it right now, you know, it'd probably blank out this video, and people don't want that. So this is another obstacle, but at least we have a starting point now. Okay, we have a starting point that needs to be, start working on it, right? And if I'm on a video, if I'm watching somebody's video and I want to leave a video comment, there should be an icon. I don't know where the icon would be, but there should be an icon so that I can go like this and leave a comment in video form. So there's a lot of different things still left there. So the main thing is, how is it going to appear on the screen? Like, let's just take from my side, okay? I'm making this video. I've got people in here leaving comments, and if I wanted to read this comment, I could go like this. The people could still see me, can still hear me, okay? The video can come up on the side, and I could hear the audio, and so could the people. Okay? And there it is. Piece of cake. Right? So, work your magic. There you have it. And yeah, so for right now, we'll just be concerned about this side of it. Now, people who are leaving comments, they'll be able to see it too, but now they will see it when I select it. Now, if they wanted to see it on their side without me selecting it, then they would select it and it would mute me. I would still be sitting here talking, but they would read this comment. So they'll just have to deal with it, right? They'll just have to live with that. If they want to hear the comment, now can they go back and hear what I said during the time that they were watching the comment? Yes. Design that in so that after they watch the comment, they could, if they watch the video later, that comment that they pulled up does not show up. It only shows up in real time because the comments get erased also, right? Until later. But you know what I'm saying. They can watch, they can listen to the comment. It silences me. I'll still be in the background. They can hear the comment, and then if they want to, go back and hear what I said while they were busy listening to a comment. They can do that. Because as soon as they close out of the comment, it puts back the original video. And if they have the ability to move it back, because you have the ability to skip forward, right? It goes to, when you're watching somebody who's live, you have a little thing down here. If you click it, and if it's fallen back, it has a little place where you click it and it pulls you back up to, okay, you understand what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's the idea there. It's worth it to silence the video for the person who's watching it. In my case, when I select the message, everybody hears it, so they're not missing nothing, because they can hear me and they can hear the message. They can see me and they can see the person leaving the message. That part will always stay. But when they select it on their end, when they select a message, that's a different story. Okay? Even if they can't immediately go back and listen to what I say, when you play a video back later, right? When you play it, and it's when this is loaded up to, and you watch it at a later time, the original video will be there. When they interrupted it to listen to a video message, that will be, it will not be there. Just like these messages right here won't be there when people watch this video later, right? I was gonna, so that will take us completely to the next level. And so now switching the subject, I was going to look for a video, but it's too much trouble to find it now. There was this one guy who was making videos. His name was News Now California, and he made a few videos that were good, and he made some that are not so good. But the one that he made in Santa Fe, New Mexico, that thing was a sociological, psychological gold mine. And these people know it. That's why they got rid of it. Okay? He also made another video right here in California with this one security guard. It is such a crack up. It was such a crack up, man. But he switched everything around. He made a whole bunch of different videos out of it. But later on, I'm going to try and find that video. I don't know, the original one, the one that was not edited, it wasn't spliced up or anything. No, I think it was edited a little bit. It was a crack up. This security guard, it was pure ego, right? It was just such a crack up, because Phil tells him, this guy is sitting here, he's a security guard, right? And he doesn't speak that great English. And, his whole ego was on the line. Whatever you do, like if you're a truck driver, you want to be the best truck driver, right? If somebody, cuts you off in traffic or something, you try to get back or something. That's your whole ego, right? And so this guy's, his whole ego was there. You could see. And Philip, that's his name, Phil. That's News Now, California. He tells him, "Shut up." The guy, it was just a it was just a crack up, man. The look on his face, it was like his jaw just hit the floor. It was just crazy. But anyway, I was gonna look for that video, but I don't know how to find it. Out of all the places to park, why is this dude coming parking by me? There's nobody out here. He's just blocking the breeze like an idiot. And by the way, so what happened with the dude who made the U-turn? Now nobody cares about it? All that video footage that's all on there, and people are only concerned with 10 seconds of video. So that's basically all I've got to share right now. I was going to kick one guy out and see what the name is. I don't know. It's probably a girl. So thanks for leaving messages, everybody. Where's my other phone? I appreciate it. You know, that helps get the message out to other people. I'm going to meditate and then if I remember what the heck I was going to talk about, I'll write it down to share with you. I do have I think 1 or 2 or 3 topics to talk about that I've recorded on my memo machine. But coming up pretty soon, I'll be able to deliver something with more topics. One topic I want to talk about is time going by so fast. I mean, this is just, you know, and a lot of the times, younger people, you know, just like Pink Floyd's song says, right? If you listen to his song, he talked about, you know, this, but I mean, the sun is just moving so fast now. I mean, it just comes up and boom, it's gone. It just, you know, time is just going by so fast. And so I want to start talking about this, you know, getting older. And, you know, the first time that I noticed that people were getting old, the first time I noticed it was when I was probably, oh yeah, and I told you that that I had gotten my computer in 2005. No. The first computer I got, which was a freaking ripoff, it was a piece of freaking junk. I paid top dollar for it. The dude ripped me off. And anyhow, this was back in 1996 when I bought my first computer, but this was a used computer. In 2000, and I think it was around 2003, that's when I got my brand new computer. They shipped it to me, they gave me credit and everything like that. They were giving everybody credit, especially if you're a college student, and I was. But when I bought the first computer that was a total pile of crap, I didn't have a clue what the internet was about. We didn't even hear about an eBay. We didn't know about an eBay. We didn't know about or at least I didn't know about a Facebook. I don't know when Facebook came out. Um, but I thought MySpace was better than Facebook, right? I mean, it looked modern and everything. Where Facebook, you know, Facebook looked like old, tore down, you know, junky compared to, MySpace. But then when I was in college, it said that I was doing something on MySpace, and they kind of like laughed, right? Because I guess everybody was on Facebook. But anyhow, when I got the computer, I had no clue what the internet was. But I was hearing that it's the best thing there is, right? Everybody was just like, you know, um, in awe about the internet. That's all you heard was good stuff about the internet. We had no idea what it was. So anyway, the computer ended up going in the garbage can. Basically, I sold it to some other person bought it who actually knew how to use the internet. But so yeah, so it was 1996 when I got my first computer, not 2003. Although 2003 was when I got a computer with internet, right? The big difference. Before, all I was using it for was for repairing TVs. There was a program you could put floppy disks. You put this floppy disk in it. It's basically just like reading a book. You just say, I've got this model number, and it says, this is what's wrong with this model numbers. People have complained about this. That's the only thing I used it for. I didn't even know how to use Word. Word wasn't on it. Publisher wasn't on it. Excel wasn't on it. What's the other one? I never really learned spreadsheet. I was barely starting to learn spreadsheets. But in my college computer information systems class, CIS 7. But yeah, so in around 2003, that's when I got my computer with internet, and it was dial-up. You plugged it into the telephone line, and it was, AOL. But it was bizarre because even when I first plugged it in, there was people, hounding me on the social media there. There used to be chat rooms. I don't know how the hell I ended up there, but I ended up in some chat room, and there wasn't nothing like this. But so that's all I've got for right now. Thanks for leaving messages. I'm not booting anybody. I'm not even going to look who these people are leaving weird messages. But if you left a good message, I'm just not going to read them right now. Just tune in later when I feel like reading some messages. And like I said, I'm going to meditate and try to figure out what it was that I was going to talk about. When I started the video this morning, I only had 3 things to talk about, right? And I was like, I could remember that. Then as soon as I turned on the video and I started talking about Rick James and Tina Marie, then the thought escaped me, because I was kind of like in a meditative state when I thought about these 2 ideas. And so I guess by the time you get finished turning on YouTube, you're awake now, right? So usually it's a good idea to write it down, and well, everybody knows that. All of the people that I've dealt with on these things. But I was also thinking about one thing. Okay, this is for you, the audience, for the people who are listening. I feel compelled to um, tell you something about a certain person. And this certain person, I've told you before, I think may be an extraterrestrial. Okay? Just like I told you, the person who told you about the extraterrestrials, who's banned from social media, the two major social media platforms in the United States, and banned from 30 European countries. You people who listen to me now, tuning into me, this probably sounds like over and over and over again, right? But uh, this person who's telling you about the extraterrestrials, who's told you about them since like 1995, I told you, I think he's one himself. That's why he knows all this information. Okay? So what does that make him? Does that make him a fallen angel? You bet your uh probably. Um but anyhow, I told you. I told you where he lives. Did I not tell you where he lives? I told you he lives out on an island. Okay? Over in the UK. It's called Isle of Wight. And Wight is spelled Wigt. It doesn't have an H in it. So how weird is that? And Isle is spelled Izle. Right? It's not even called an island. It's called Isle. Right? I guess you call it Isle of Wight. And the only way to get to his house is by taking a ferry boat. I guess you drive your car onto a ferry boat, right? I don't know how that works. Somebody needs to go and show how you get to the island. Okay? And that's where he lives. You can go on Google Maps and look for it and check it out, see where it's at. You can see how, what the size of it is, how large the island is or whatever. But he lives on an island. Okay? So I told you, he's probably one himself. That's how he knows all this information. Okay? And he probably is. And well, it's just kind of strange that we both have the same birthday. Even though the zodiac signs are the same, but in Chinese zodiac they're not. Okay? We're two completely different animals. He's a dragon, I'm a horse. On Chinese zodiac, but on our zodiac, we're both Taurus. And well, I said all that to say this. There's another person who I think is one, probably also. Okay? Because he knows a lot of information from these secret societies, namely the Brotherhood. He was in it. Okay? And, well, you know that They took everything he had. He had bars of gold. He had gold bricks of gold. And they're all gone. Who took them? And they took everything he had. He had a house over there in Chicago, in Willowbrook. I don't know if they're called houses or mansions, right? But he had a house in Willowbrook, Chicago. He had a house in Ojai, California, which is by San Diego, right? I've been through there. It's way up. They have a big, huge, gigantic bridge out there, and it's just bizarre. It's bizarre that such a huge, gigantic, huge bridge is out there in the middle of nowhere. You remember on Exorcist when they showed that thing that had the naked statue with the sexual thing showing? I guess it was in Egypt or something. It was out in the middle of nowhere, seemed like. That's what this place seems like. Anyhow, he had a house over there in Chicago, and he had a house over in Ojai, and then he had another one in Malibu. Okay, and they took it from him. Who's they? Maybe you need to watch Aaron Russo's Mad as Hell, and you'll find out who they are, who goes in and steals everybody's stuff. And anyhow, they took everything he had. All they let him take was the clothes on his back. And clothes and his essentials, toothbrush or whatever. Everything else, well, first of all, they tossed him into jail. I think he was in the Chicago Metropolitan Downtown Jail. I think he was there for 6 months, I'm not exactly sure, before they shipped him off to prison camp in Montgomery, Alabama. And took everything, he was into high, expensive, artistic things, right? And they took everything he had that was in the house, put it out on the front yard, and sold it to the public. And I saw it. I saw the auction they had over here in Ojai. It was on, you could read it on Reddit or whatever, they were talking about it. And one guy said he had poor taste in whatever these expensive artistic things are. And this one person said the stuff out there was garbage, basically, is what he said. He had poor taste in art. But anyhow, so he used to put on seminars and for all kinds of rich people, right? Everybody would dress up, 3-piece suits. They'd have huge seminars. Everybody would donate, thousands and thousands of dollars. And he would, do speeches and how to become a millionaire. And he became a multimillionaire himself. And started a $1 billion company, or multi-billion-dollar company, and now look at him. They took everything from him because these people are absolutely powerful. Just like the absolutely powerful people can take you and throw you in behind, you know, and throw away the key. Just like they did to Sherry Pill Jackson. And by the way, she's still down there in Costa Rica. She got the hell out of here too. Just like a lot of people. Uh, but so, yeah, look at him now. You know, and another thing is age. Oh, you can't see me, huh? Age. You know, we didn't see this coming. When you're young and, you know, you got three-piece suits. Hey, you guys still here? You guys still in here? I see this one dude. Hello, people. Just removing some people here from the channel. Rage bait. I'm just gonna put you in timeout. Oh wow, doesn't let me put you in timeout. Oh my god. Channel activity, add as moderator, put user in timeout, hide user, we're gonna put them in timeout. There should be, you know, more than 24 hours. We should be able to put them in timeout for like, you know, 7 days at least. Okay, we're putting them in timeout for 24 hours. Okay. So I got the air conditioner on. The battery wore out. I see 2 people left in here. Yeah, I didn't want to especially leave on that bad note. So I see that there's 2 people in here, so that's good. Let me turn this thing off. Feels like I gotta go in and take a shower. I'd rather just stay here than drive home. It's so much. Then there's, you know, I think I'm just gonna stay here tonight. But so I was saying, oh, let me turn this light back on. It started getting hot. I'm taking my shirt off as soon as I finish this video. So I was saying that, let me get my soda, which I should be drinking my cranberry. You know, the cranberry, they cleaned up the cranberry. I mean, this is like a win-win for everybody. But I've got a special thing that I do to the cranberry. You take lemon juice, and if I could get some of that lemon powder from Asia, man, I would be sitting pretty. So I got some stuff planned. But yeah, it makes the cranberry juice, you know, it's got medicinal properties, right? That's why they don't want people drinking this. They don't want people having good stuff, because it lowers their sales for people being, you know, going over there to them all the time. Yeah, it's cranberry juice, and you mix lemon in with it. The lemon that's available in Asia is not available here. You know all the beneficial properties of lemon peel. You know the beneficial properties of seeds, right? If you don't know the beneficial properties of seeds, then you don't know about vitamin B17 Laetrile. Okay? You can find out about it by reading medical doctor G. Edward Griffin. And so anyhow, back to this person. So look at him now. You know, he was so. Now what's going on there? He was so. You know, when he started doing the thing about thank you, Jesus, when he did that, um, I don't know, shouldn't be doing that. I wouldn't do that. You're playing with fire. But, in my opinion. But, so you look at him now. Not only did they take all his millions, which are basically his wings, those were his wings. He used to go everywhere, all around the world. And now they took his wings away. How do you think that must feel? Not only that, but you've also got age. Now he looks like us, like an old man. We didn't see this coming.
Say a command.
And but I still feel, even though everything what he's doing, I don't agree with it, right? I think, I'd like to see him come down to earth. I'd like to see him get down to earth here with the people, right? Which means get rid of this freaking facade, get rid of these freaking three-piece suits, and just be for real, right? Apparently he sees things different. So who's the smarter one? A person who's made millions and lost it all? Or a person who's never made? Not even a million. Not even 10,000, right? But a lot of people never held $5,000 in their hand, right? So, if you've had 100,000, you're at a different level. But anyhow, so who's the smarter one? And so think about that. Now, all the things that he used to say, right? He's all about, think and grow rich, how to win friends and influence people, and the mystery of this and the mystery of that. Well, I have to say that you probably should listen to him. You probably should, because there's things that he says that I will not. Okay? So it's probably a good idea, if you haven't listened to him, if you haven't read the book, you ain't even on the guest list. Okay? If you haven't read the book, you don't know what's up. Really, right? Who's the villains are here. The book he wrote was on New York Times best-selling list for 26 weeks. Okay? the book basically had an effect, changed the world. Okay? Even though they took everything he had, it changed the world. This, what people are talking about now, are because what they found out through his books. But that's not the only subject that he talks about. He talks about a whole bunch of different stuff that a lot of it was on YouTube. All those videos he used to make have been, I don't know what happened to them. They're not available no more. He either, hit them, or maybe they made some kind of deal with them. I don't know what the deal is with it. He's back trying to make money. Okay, let's just be honest about it. He's trying to make money, trying to do his thing, but it's not working. He still he has a channel now since he's got out of prison. This is a 1976 Copyright Act for fair use and educational purposes. Okay. He's got videos. He's still talking about all these things, and I've got to say that he's talking about these things and I won't. So in that regard, I would recommend him to you to listen to what his videos are. As far as sending money and stuff like this, that's up to you, right? But it would be not right for me to not tell you that you should listen to some of the things that he says. And I think he's still saying them on his YouTube channel, which is the Kevin Trudeau Show on YouTube. He talks about a lot of things that I don't, and the reason why I don't is because I know there is something, and you'll find out about it through listening to what he says, because actually it's very profound, and that's all I can say. Okay? They took everything he had. Okay? So you know that must be a drag. But yet he's still there. So go check out his channel. It's the Kevin Trudeau Show on YouTube. And that's all I can say for right now. Okay, so thanks for tuning in. Thanks for liking the video. Thanks for sharing the video. And thanks for paying attention. See ya later. Let me end this by letting you check this out. I'm at the travel center in over by Coalinga, California. It's right in the middle of Los Angeles and San Francisco on the Interstate 5 freeway. This is the last day of September, and I just washed the window, so that's one of the streaks right there. And we're up here at the travel center, which a lot of people in this one horse town don't even know is out here.
tell you the truth. They don't know this is here. The positioning of it. And I'm going to comment on this later. And I'll be way down there. See down there where those lights are? That's where I'm going to make the presentation from. Okay, for that thing I was talking about. So that's the Interstate 5 freeway. This is September the 30th. This is the last day of the month. Tomorrow is October. And then it's time for the holidays. Charlie Brown, Halloween. Remember when Linus plays that song on the piano? Dun, 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 dun. And it's choreographed. The choreography on that is excellent on Charlie Brown. And that will be going. The wind is going to come and it's going to blow all leaves are brown, and then you'll be like, all the leaves are brown and the sky is okay. So fuel, the price on fuel right now is kind of close to like where it's always been for the last few years. But yeah, tomorrow is October, and then it's gonna start getting cold. You know what I mean? Then it's gonna be Turkey Day. I didn't get no turkey last year. I didn't get no turkey. I didn't get no nothing. I think I had a chicken, roast chicken from Walmart, actually. Uh, if I had a different living situation, it'd probably be different. But yeah, there's all the truckers bringing you all that good stuff and being treated like garbage. But a lot of them are no angels, I'll tell you that. But anywho, um, yeah, then after Thanksgiving, we're going to have Christmas. And then we'll be having Easter egg hunt. So I got to pick me up some vinegar. I'm going to try and find my little small bottle of vinegar. It's bounced around somewhere. There's hardly any left. I got to pick up some vinegar, but the good vinegar. Like I said, that Bragg's vinegar, it's so much better than other vinegar. Do a taste test on it. Do a comparison. Use your vinegar compared to Bragg's vinegar. And if you don't want to just take a straight vinegar, do like I do. You mix in Himalaya salt or whatever kind of salt that you use. If you're using Celtic salt, they got salt from Utah. Utah has this one salt. What's it called? I forget what the name. Redmond or something like that. There's this place over in Utah, and they have this salt fields. You need to research, but whatever kind you want, Utah salt. Um, I think it's Baltic salt, Celtic. There's Celtic salt. That's the gray one. Then there's Himalayan salt. That's the pink one. I've been using the Himalayan salt. I'd like to get some of the salt from Utah. Because it has trace elements in it. The crap they put in food is not salt. It's sodium. That is salt that has had all the trace elements and minerals removed from it. Okay? So you take real good salt that has trace minerals and elements in it, and you mix it into the vinegar, put a grip of it in it, and and do a taste test, and you'll see the Bragg's vinegar is far, far better. The other stuff is good. It's okay. But okay, so that's all I've got for right now. And we'll talk to you later. I'm surprised that whatchamacallit started working, because the battery on the phone, let me turn this damn light on. The battery on the phone went dead. I mean, even when I started the video, I saw that it only had like, I think it had like 22% or 16%, something like that. But I was making the video and I forgot, and that's why it went off. Okay, so I'm surprised that it came back on and let the people back in. So you can see we got a lot of action. Remember on Richie Valens, that one guy? I want some action. There was this young girl I knew. She was all crazy about that movie. She brought it over. She was like 16. I was 31. But yeah, that's also the age that Jesus Christ was when that stuff went down. He was 31 years old. Right? The train I ride is coming around the bend. Boom, boom, to boom, boom. Okay, we'll talk to you later. You know, this is just impromptu. I told you I forgot what I was going to talk about. I'm going to meditate, try to remember what it was, and get back to you. Talk to you later. Talk to you soon.